Okay, when you open up your Quilt Haiku Stitch Kit, you will find 6 printed fabrics, some hand-dyed and printed, others commercial. You'll find a piece of organza with fusible on the back of a flight of birds, and some indigo dyed lace, as well as a type piece of cotton to use as your house or barn, some buttons, and some indigo thread. Also, you'll find a piece of 12 by 9 felt. One side has fusible already on it, and you'll be able to feel the difference. The side that's a little tacky is the side that has the adhesive on it. Okay, so let's get started. Step 1, you want to audition your fabrics and what order you want to put them in. So you want to think about the sky. This is some indigo cotton. Here's some printed fabric. You can use the right side or the wrong side if you like the lighter color. Here's some handwritten fabric that might be nice as sort of a cloud situation. You're just auditioning what order you want to put them in. There's also no rules against leaving some out if you don't like them. Okay, so maybe I want to do it like this. One thing to do would be to take a photo of each different audition that you do. Here's one, and I'm going to try a second. And a third possibility. Once you decide how you want it, then you're ready for the second step, cutting. Okay, so remember that your felt has fuse, and the tacky side is the side with the fuse. You'll be laying your design out, and if all the fabric doesn't touch the fuse, that's okay. It's basically just tacking it down. I've got my sky. This is going to be my sky. And then I'm going to create a rounded hill shape with my scissors. If you have a rotary tool and a cutting mat, you can use that. But I want to show you how to do it without that. So I just made a curved shape for a hill. I'm going to do a similar thing with this piece of fabric. And obviously you're not going to use all the fabric. You'll have some scraps, and you can use that in some other fabric. So another curved hill here. I want to make sure some of my fabric is touching the fuse so it's tacked down, but we're going to stitch along here so it doesn't all have to be tacked down. Here's my polka dot. I think I'm going to use the back because I like that light color. And just again, another hill shape. Right there. And my last piece is my denim. I want to make sure I have enough room there. Yeah. And with this, I'm actually gonna kind of bunch it up a little bit because I want sort of a jagged edge to kind of be like a rough grassy hill. So I'm going to bunch while I cut. I'm kind of doing that on purpose. I want a rough edge. You like that? Okay. If I don't like it, I can trim it off some more, but I like the rough edge. Now I can audition where my lace will go. Maybe here. That doesn't have fuse on it, so I'm going to stitch that down after, but I just want to see where it might go, and my birds maybe across here. So before I go any farther with embellishment, I'm going to fuse this down, and that is a simple process of ironing. But because there's fuse on the back, and I don't want to get any fuse on my iron, I'm going to put a piece of parchment paper, which should be in your kit, and use that to protect my iron. I've got this on a high cotton setting, and I'm just gonna give it a good pass to get everything fused down. Check my edges. Everything's fused down nicely. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to place my birds. These have this has a paper backing on it, so take a pin or the embroidery needle in your kit and just score across the back. That's just the easiest way to peel the paper off. And remember which side has the adhesive, because you don't want to put that adhesive side up. So the side that the paper comes off of has the adhesive. And now I can decide where I want my birds to go. I think I'm going to have them flying this way. And it's okay if it goes off the edge. I think that makes it look extra nice. So I'm going to, again, use the parchment and my iron. I'm going to get that fused down. There. And my other element is my house or barn. This also has the paper backing, so that allows you to draw just a little house shape. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. I'm just putting a roof, and I think I'll put a little door on this one. It can be tall, it can be short, it can be any way you like, but I'm going to keep mine simple here. Get my door there. And just like the birds, you score the back with the pin to help you get the paper off, like this. Okay, I've got the backing off, and I'm ready to place it on my piece. I can audition it in different places. I kind of like that. So I'm going to put that there. Use my parchment again, just to make sure. I'm going to tuck it under the hill a little bit, like that. Okay, now we're ready to make some decisions about the lace. It could be here. I don't want to mess up my jagged edge. I think the logical place is there. And you can use all your buttons or not, however you want to do it. You decide. You lay them out how you want it. Play around with that a little bit. And then we'll get on to stitching. Okay, to stitch, the simplest thing to do is to just do a running stitch. Your kit will include some basic stitch guides to show you how to do a running stitch, a blanket stitch, a French knot, and a few other fun stitches that you can embellish your project with. The easiest thing is just to put the needle in kind of a regular order and pull it across until you have all the layers tacked down. So I'm going to speed this up, and then we'll stop when I've got all the layers tacked down. Okay, here we go. Now I'm just tacking down the lace. I'm not doing a running stitch, I'm just going behind, taking a little tack every so often, just to keep it in place. So just poking in and poking out every inch or so, just to keep it in the spot that I want it. The house and the birds are fused down, so I don't have to stitch those, but if I want to add stitch for just decorative purposes, I can do that. And then I can decide about the buttons. So let me fast forward here and get this done. Okay, all finished. I can add more buttons or more stitch, but when you're done with the embellishment, you have it the way you like it, you can just pin it up on the wall with push pins, or I love these shadow box frames, are really nice, and everything looks better in a frame. You can just use the pins that comes with it. It has a soft little backing board. Pin it in, and voila. Let me finish that up. And there, a lovely wall hanging.